Right, Pat, we're here now, say, the last few days of November, coming into early December. We're here with Matthew as well, our representative in the UK. So I suppose for people, again, we'll just do a run through where the market is. If we start with Whelan's, what's happening in that trade?
Yeah, so Whelan's birthday trading anywhere between 600 and 700 euros, depending on the paperwork accompanying them as well. We're seeing good demand. I suppose Whelan's have been slow all summer, but we're seeing the demand picking up there now again. I suppose buyers for Whelan's, who's buying their new entrants, really birthdays, who it is. We're seeing a lot of guys, I suppose suckler prices are quite good at the moment, and beef price is quite high. So there is a good chance there to maybe sell those at this time of the year now and buy in before the year is finished, buy in the replacements for guys who are going into milk, we'll say, for 2024.
Okay, who's selling?
I suppose there's a range of, some people sell at this time of the year every year, but we're seeing it maybe Bertie as well, people predicting the spring that could come and the shortage possibly of fodder. And so if we offload these now, it'll just maybe ease the pressure in the yard if we do get a poor spring.
Okay, so in terms of demand for black and whites or crossbreds, any much of a difference?
Probably slightly stronger demand for the black and whites, but again it comes down to the EBI, and again the indexes within the EBI. Really now the new entrants are being well tutored in fairness to what they're looking for, and being particular on what they're looking for, which is great to see. They're trying to buy this, you get one chance to start your herd of cows, and it's good to see people are looking for the best genetics they can get.
Okay, and briefly on that, a couple of key points. What are they looking for, Pat, in terms of PTAs? Or
fat and protein is probably the big one. The percentage of fat and protein, Bertie, within the EBI is probably the major one that people are asking for.
Okay, and what is that?
So for your black and whites, look at above 0.15 for protein and maybe above 0.2 for fat, be slightly higher than for the crossbreds then.
Okay, moving on, think half first, Pat. Who's selling, who's buying?
Yeah, so buyers, I suppose, still remaining, Bertie, the smaller numbers are still trading away. Those kind of 10 to 20s moving away again. Again, this time of year, this is a lot of gap. We'd have this repeat customers now selling at this time of year. So they'd be just guys who come to the table now. They maybe bring the animals home from an out block, have them in the yard and prepare them for the sale. Buyers, then again, I suppose people maybe who just finalised the numbers might have had to offload some cows that were in the yard, we'd say maybe empty cows or that they've offloaded now, and they'll take in the heifers now into the yard.
Right.
So
and maybe before we move on to cows, Pat, some people maybe who've struggled selling calf heifers are coming forward maybe to offer to sell some cows instead. Is that?
Yeah, we're seeing that there, Bertie, I suppose. Again, for whatever the reason may be, there might be a struggle to sell in calf heifer, and we have demand for cows in smaller numbers as well. You know, guys up for 10, 20, 30 cows. So we're seeing there the people who might have been struggling to sell in calf heifers that they've offered cows instead. Who's buying those then, I suppose, is maybe a new entrant going into, for round figure, 100 cows, has maybe 60 in calf heifers and looking to put in some cows in with the heifers then just to mature the herd slightly then as well, you know.
Right, okay. And say the wider cow market then, Pat, in terms of herd sales, in terms of maybe who is selling and what kind of questions have they posed you there recently?
Yeah, so look, again, herd sales can be a number of reasons, fortunate circumstances or unfortunate circumstances. So the time of year, I suppose, now that we're coming into, as you said there, the start of December now, so cows are being dried off. So the new entrant, maybe who doesn't have the parlour ready, is actively looking for a herd of cows now, because they can take them dry. They couldn't take them all along when they were in milk. So again, the sellers, I suppose, is just coming to that in the season now as well. They might wait till the year is finished for financial reasons or whatever, to sell the cows, and I suppose have the year finished out. Leases might be finishing up, just different circumstances, you know. So yeah, we don't have as many herds that we'd like. We need more herds of cows to sell. We have the very strong demand for them, so we're actively looking for herds of cows at the moment, you know.
Okay. In terms of TB, Pat, then there's some TB farms out there, maybe people who have had TB and are ready to buy. What are their circumstances?
Yeah, so I suppose unfortunately, there is a few cases of it where a herd has been taken out. They will be then ready to take in the cows. I suppose from a seller's point of view, a TB buyer is a strong buyer in my opinion. They have the finances there. They're after getting the compensation for the herd that they've lost. and they have the money there, so they're not someone waiting on approval from a bank or whatever different reasons. You know, they're actively looking. They need to get set up for the year that's coming then again, you know.
And the timescale for them to buy, the people that are on your books typically?
Yeah, so it's 4 months from when the last animal leaves the yard, so there is circumstances there now where animals have been leaving now, so it will be the spring maybe there for some buyers that they will be looking to repopulate then again.
Okay,
you know?
so for some people maybe with a herd that are in a position to calve the cows down, there's buyers there for them.
There is buyers. Yeah, there is active buyers there, and I suppose we've seen it in previous years there, Bertie. It's kind of actually a nice thing to be able to do over, I'll call it the quieter period as such on farm, that you can actually go through, maybe do a deal, and then when the real height of the pressure is on, the deal is actually done and cows can start leaving the farm as they're calving or different things with different circumstances over the years.
Okay. And Pat, maybe just to finish on the Irish side, you know, for the last couple of months we've been doing a price update. Have prices changed in the last, say, 6 to 10 weeks?
Not drastically, I suppose. In-calf heifers have remained the same, and they're not going to drop in my opinion. Some people are saying they're going to drop. I don't see them dropping in my opinion, and the reason I give for that is beef prices remain strong.
Yeah.
So that always puts a floor in the market, and I don't see them dropping. So look, heifers, 1,500, you could be 50 euros up or down depending then on the paperwork associated. As I said, for calves, between 600 to, or weanlings we'll call them now, between 6 and 7 is what they're trading for.
Yeah,
in-calf
heifers are?
In-calf heifers are 1,500, you could be up or down slightly then dependent then on the paperwork and we'll say calving dates as well.
Right.
But they're in around that figure there.
Okay.
You know?
So we'll move on to the UK. I suppose, Matthew, if you could give us an update where you see things in the UK at the moment.
So demand for spring in-calf heifers is still good, particularly AI sire February calving. They're trading at the 1,100 to 1,200 pound for the ones on target weight. The lesser Stockwell sire and March-April calving spring in-calf heifers a little bit harder to move. Not just so many buyers for them, but they are moving at around 1,000 to 1,100 or so.
Okay. Are you seeing a trend of some people who are struggling to sell, say, spring and calf heifers, where they might consider selling cows instead?
Yes, we have seen that in the last few weeks now, where we are struggling to sell spring and calf heifers. We are offering end of block cows. So these will be cows calving anywhere from late March to early May. We've several good lots available of those. You know, the good cows, there's no faults with them whatsoever. It's just that they're just selling the end of the block off just to tighten up the calving block and just ease the workload. You know, these cows are trading for between 850 and 950 pound. A good buy, good value buy. We're seeing demand from new entrants for this type of cow, whereas they haven't got a spring milk contract. They're going in for April, May calving. And they're also a good buy for more all year round calving herds, where they'll bring these cows in, they'll be doing high solids, and it will lift their solids up at the peak grass growing time of year, and butter fats and proteins are generally low in the all year round calving herds.
Okay. In regard to, say, springborn or calves, weanlings now, Matthew, is there much demand?
No, not just at the moment, to be honest, Bertie. The forage stock's still very tight. We have got groups available, springborns, but there's a bit of reluctance this side of Christmas with forage stocks being so tight. I think demand will pick up again come March time, and we'll have good lots available for then.
Okay. And say their comrades and the calves born, say, August, September, is there any demand for them, maybe weaned calves currently?
Yes, there is. Again, probably not quite as high as normal due to the forage stocks and the cost of rearing. We have got groups available, AI sire in various places throughout the UK. These are trading between 325 and 375 a calf. There's nice lots there. August born AI sire from good established autumn block calving herds. Again, I can see the trade for these picking up come next April, May time at turnout. Demand is there, but there's just a reluctance at the moment with the forage stocks to just get the deals done.
Right. Freshly calved cows, how relevant are they in the market currently?
Yes, so there is still great demand for fresh calved cows. Crossbred cows are trading at between 1,500 and 1,600 pound. Then black and white cows between 1,700 and 1,800. Very few available. We are looking for more groups if people have got any to sell. We've got customers that will buy them straight up.
Fair enough. And say, I suppose, milk price then, Matthew, what's the outlook for that, or what's happening on the ground on that front?
So it's stabilised at the moment, Bertie. There is rumours that we could see a drop in the spring, but most people are on seasonality at the moment, so most people are getting towards mid-50s, towards 60p a litre. Those in the liquid market are probably trailing behind that quite a bit. Maybe it's up to 12p a litre difference between a white water contract and a milk, a solids contract. I suppose that just highlights the importance is, milk solids do pay, and the middle ground cow, the 8,000 litre cow doing high solids, her returns are much greater than what maybe some of the Holsteins are doing the lower solids.
Yeah, and I think you have some organic cows as well. I know it's slightly unique. Maybe, Matthew, you have some organic animals for sale as well, if anyone is in that system.
Yes, we've got a couple of groups of organic PWAP cows, which is rare for them to come onto the market. There's 30 spring calving cows, nice Holstein Friesian type cows, being sold, just being overstocked. They're on the market for between £1,100 and £1,200. Then we've also got 40 June July calving cows, again Holstein Friesian type, and they also on at £1,200 to £1,300.
Fair enough. Yeah. Anything else, Pat?
No, that's all.
That's great. Okay, thanks for your time, and we'll tune in again maybe before Christmas.